Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unapologetics. I am Brantley. This is the podcast where we read a Christian article and explain why it's stupid. And we have got this one from, what is it? What is it again? TheChristianPost.com. And the headline is Target sells Pride merch from Satan Respects Pronouns brand. So you can kind of already see, uh, exactly why they're about to just have a complete fucking meltdown about now Target. Because I guess the Bud Light thing actually ended up working, um, which is kind of unfortunate that there's that many bigots out there, that there's just so many, that they can influence everybody that way. But I mean, when you have like a 24-hour news cycle that just keeps on repeating the same stuff, like it's not surprising that, that would eventually work. Repetition, is how you get stuff in your brain. Like people can get brainwashed that way. That is exactly how it works. I literally got myself to someone who drank every day and really enjoyed drinking. And the way that I got myself to be able to stop was just listening to a book, basically explaining to you that you actually don't want to drink, and I listened to it so many times that boom, it just snapped me right out of it. And just like, yeah, I just don't even want to drink anymore. like at all. Like it really does work. Repetition is just it's a tactic that it's just the way our brains function. Like they will, if they keep on hearing something over and over and over again like that, whether it's true or even reasonable, it doesn't matter. I mean, look at, let's see, religion, right? Religion has convinced people of the dumbest things, that no normal person would ever be able to convince anybody of, if they said even just a single claim of what a religious claim, like if like a donkey talked, you know just something like that. Like a donkey had a debate with a guy and won. That is one claim that religion makes, right? And among a million others, obviously, like the God sending himself to sacrifice himself to himself, in order to convince himself to save the world from himself. That is another claim, right? But it's just the claims pile up. And these people, because they hear it so frequently, because they go to church once a week and listen to this nonsense over and over and over again, it starts to make sense. Like I remember but it was like one of those like times when I was with my ex-girlfriend back in the day, and I was terrible with technology and everything, and she was helping me set up I think it was MySpace at the time. It was either LiveJournal or MySpace. I don't know. I think LiveJournal was the first thing that I did, right? But I think it was MySpace. And she was helping me, and she was asking me about the books. And it was funny because like she's like, "What's your favorite books?" I was like, "The Bible." And then we like right from then she like stopped. It's like, "Really? Why?" And we hadn't really talked about it. And I didn't know that she wasn't a Christian. I guess I just assumed that she was. And she kind of walked me down the street epistemology path, like, how do you know this, how do you know that type of thing. And I remember like I ended up just being like, look, the Bible does make sense. Look, there has to be a sacrifice for sin. Okay, the sin got all over everything. God didn't intend for sin to happen. And then so after that happened, then God had to figure something out, so he had to sacrifice stuff to get rid of those sins. And then eventually he was like, you know what, I figured it out, I'll sacrifice myself, and then that'll take care of all of it. And like she's just looking at me like, what? And I'm like, that makes sense. What do you mean? Like this whole thing makes perfect sense. And it doesn't make any sense, but that doesn't matter. It was because I had been, it had been repeated to me so frequently and so many times that it began to seem like it makes sense. Now keep in mind, making sense is a thing. It's not necessarily like when people say it's not subjective. Like they're saying a lot of times people misuse it and say, "Oh, that makes sense to me," right? "Oh, that makes sense to them," or using your logic, right? But there isn't a making sense to me or a making sense to them. There's just a making sense, and that's making sense in accordance with logic and reason, right? And I don't have my own logic, and they don't have their own logic. Everybody, there's just logic, right? And everybody shares these rules of thinking, basically. And if anybody steps outside of those rules of thinking, it's fallacious, right? We don't get our own logic. But like I said, repetition, that is really what causes people to, it'll cause people to think things without realizing it. And that's exactly what they did with the whole Bud Light thing. It was just over and over. I actually had a conversation with my mom just the other day, and I can't remember how it came up, but I was just like, oh yeah, because they were talking about like the Bud Light. I was like, yeah, they're freaking out about the fact that they marketed it to trans people, or to they used had a trans person in their commercial to market it, right? And I was like, that really demonstrates just how much you hate people. You hate trans people. And I didn't say you. I said, like, just demonstrates how much these people hate trans people. And they're like, hey, she was like, hey, watch it with the hate word. And I'm like, what the fuck else could it possibly be? How else do you, like, what other word could you use there? If you are so, like, upset, I'll try not to use the word hateful, since that's what I'm talking about. If you are so upset that there is a trans person in a commercial, like, you're basically saying, no, I get to buy a product, and if they're even trying to sell it to the people that I disapprove of, then I will fucking freak out. And we will, go get all over the internet and say, no, everybody has to hate these people. Everybody has to disapprove of these people. If they don't disapprove of these people, then we will make your company lose a bunch of money, because that's how much we disapprove. That's not disapproval anymore. That's fucking hate. If you are that freaked out that somebody else is buying a product that you are buying, that's fucking hate, man. Like, I don't know any other way to say it. I could. How do you like? What else could it possibly be? Jesus. Anyway, all right. I'm already starting off like hot here, but like, this shit is just pissing me off, because it's like, what the fuck? Why do they care so much? They're such a small portion of society, and they act like it's like they're one. It's so funny too, because like we could point to like a million different people on the right that are completely batshit insane. I'm talking, all those Trump preachers and prophetesses and all those people. We can point to them, the QAnon people that are completely out of their minds, believe in stuff that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And they're like, but trans people though. But trans people, that's our ace in the hole. We can always just bring them up. And that's honestly like the thing, because like they know that their side is so irrational and nuts. But as long as they can think, oh no, they're crazier because they don't understand gender, then I'm totally reasonable on my side. It's completely fucking insane. But but like, expecting these people to be like reasonable is that's unreasonable right there. So Target sells Pride merch from Satan Respects Pronouns brand. Trans identified designer. Satan is hope, compassion, equality, and love. So I guess it's someone who makes clothing for trans folks, or people that just support trans folks. And I guess they're part of the Satanic Temple religion, or whatever you want to call it. And so here we go. We got some of the clothes. It shows an alien ship with like hearts, and it's purple and pink and white. And it says "too queer for here," and then it has kind of like I think that's the I don't know. It has like a rainbow coming out of it. It's pretty cool. And then this over here just says pride, what? Prowlin? Pride ab prowlin. I don't know what that means. But it shows like the staff that it's a snake thing, with like the on an ambulances and whatnot. On the health industry, you have like it's actually from the Bible, which is kind of weird. It's that part of the Bible where they were talking about the vipers were biting people, and he said to take a dead viper and put it on top of this, put it on the snake, or put it on the staff, hold it up, and everybody that looks at it, that will be they'll be healed, and it's supposed to be like some kind of simile to the crucifixion and stuff like that. But anyway, but that we use that as far as like our medical symbol, right? That's the symbol. Anyway, so it says, oh, that says cure transphobia. And sweatshirt, and it's pink. Okay. So here we go. On the heels, pun intended. They talk down to their audience so much, it's unbelievable. Like we understand what puns are, man. Like you don't have to fucking wow. Of a disastrous transgender Bud Light marketing campaign. Retail giant Target is now selling merch from a designer of satanic apparel. Like I said, like the fucking freak out of the Bud Light thing is so like they're children. They're like kids at they're like kids at a birthday party that doesn't like some other kid, and they're mad that that kid gets birthday cake too. You know what I mean? They're just like, how he gets birthday cake? Why did he get birthday cake? You know, that's where they're at in their head. They're that fucking ignorant and childish. But Target's website is currently selling just two items. My good God. Okay. From the brand Abprallen. Okay. A British designer which offers various apparel with images of skulls, horned goats, and numerous references to the occult. Two of the brand's items for sale on Target.com are the Prowlin messenger bag that reads "Too queer for here," and a sweatshirt that reads "Cure transphobia." Oh, I didn't see the other line. Okay, cure transphobia, not trans people. Oh, that's good. I like that. Other items for sale on the Abprallen website include products with messages including Satan respects pronouns, gay as hell, and join my gay cult. I love that. That's awesome. But so okay, so they had to go seek this out because this was not that was not for sale at Target. At least they were honest about that. But they had to go seek it out to get to see this stuff, right? The two that were for sale there were just too queer for here and a sweatshirt that reads "Cure transphobia, not trans people." Okay. So that's good to know. Satan loves this one says Satan loves you and respects who you are. You're important and valuable in this world, and you deserve to treat yourself with love and respect. How do they? It's so funny, and they're like, "Oh, how evil! How Satan? Am I right?" Like that. You're just how do you turn that into a bad thing, man? Like, yes, that's a beautiful like sentiment. I think that's a kids need to hear stuff like that. They don't hear it too often. You know what they do hear? That you're born like a piece of garbage that needs to be saved by a dead guy on a stick. You know, that's that's what you get. You get like you're just a bad person, and if you ever say anything positive about yourself, oh, that's your pride. You know, pride cometh before the fall. Go fuck yourself. But Abprallen was started by Eric James Carnell, a biological woman who identifies as a gay trans man based out of London. On March 28th, Abprallen, I'm having the hardest time saying Abprallen. I don't know why. It doesn't want to come out right. Abprallen shared the Satan respects pronouns design on Instagram and wrote that LGBT identified people are often referred to as being a product of Satan or going against God's will. So fine, we'll hang with Satan instead. I do like that. Oh, good. Angie's here. And Ann Diggs, how's it going? All right. Let's see. Diggs says, "Hey, what's up? What's up, G? Hey, what's up?" And Angier says, I would call the Bud Light / Dylan Mulvaney ad campaign a massive success, not disastrous. Yeah, I mean, it worked. I mean, they got so much more ad space than they were, trying for, because it got in the once you get in the YouTube back and forth ether of the ping pong, so I call the YouTube ping pong, of just like then the conservatives have to start it, right? They always do. They have to say something hateful, evil, get mad about something, freak out, whatever. then all of the leftist channels start making fun of them for that, and then they start like making like have their follow up argument after that, and it just keeps going back and forth. And that all that is still ad campaign for whatever product it is. Let's see. Are Christians, Andrew again? Are Christians supposedly this? Yeah, supposedly this naive? Do they not understand humor? Do they think these are official merch from a gay cult? I think they do. I actually do think they think that. I think they think that the like when we say, "Oh, it's a joke" and all that type of stuff, that's the lie. That's us. That's the us gaslighting them, right? I think that's what they. I'm not totally sure, but that was like the type of stuff I used to think, because I remember seeing a lot of this back in the day, and I remember hearing about the satanic thing, and I was always in a lot of the conspiracies. They say, "Oh, we get you in to Satan, the Satanic Temple, and tell you that we don't believe in Satan." But once you like get like high enough in it, then you find out, oh yeah, we worship Satan this entire time, and it's all just a big lie. It's quite popular in the conspiracy milieu, I guess. So the caption acknowledged using Baphomet, the goat-headed idol worshipped by Satanists, as the product's inspiration. Satan is hope, compassion, equality, and love. So naturally, Satan respects pronouns. I love that. He loves all LGBT people. I went with a variation of Baphomet for this design, a deity who themselves is a mixture of genders, beings, ideas, and existences. They reject binary stereotypes and expectations. Perfect. Yeah, I didn't realize that about Baphomet. That's pretty cool. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I know, right? So Andrew said the related article. Yeah, that's what happens when you start reading the Christian articles. They this is from the Christian Posts, so it's like I like reading through their like Christian articles and stuff and just seeing how stupid they are. It's just a lot of fun. But let's see. Okay, so the site also features a number of apparel with violent symbols or messaging. Dude, you guys don't get to get mad about violent symbols, okay? If you're walking around with torture murder around your neck, like like as a necklace, like torture murder, come on, you don't get to sit here and talk about, oh, they got violent symbols. Really, man? Like you're the one like with a guy that's being tortured to death on a cross, a very painful death, and you all just think, oh, that's a sign of beauty and love. So beautiful. No, it's not, man. It's fucking weird. Violent symbols or messaging, including one all genders shirt that reads homophobe headrest with a graphic of a guillotine and skulls. Jesus. Which some Christians would be seen as a possible reference to Revelation 24 and those who are beheaded for their testimony of Jesus and for the word of God. No, that's not. Wow. Wow. What the hell? Like, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So that is the that's what they think they're referencing there. No, nobody's referencing your stupid Bible, man. It has nothing to do with that. They're basically just saying homophobic people are fucking evil and bad people, and so it's like, yeah, they should not exist, you know, or they should at least be afraid. I would say that at least. Um, let's see, what is all this? Oh, okay, homophobe headrest. Jesus. Homophobe headrest. It's just a joke. My goodness. Okay. It's like, come put your head here, homophobe. Yeah, it's a joke. Okay, I see it now. Wow, of course they're freaked out. They want to cut our heads off. Jesus. Okay. Another design has the message "We bash back" with a graphic of a medieval style ball and chain, mace style weapon with spikes and a bludgeoned head in the shape of a heart. What? That's awesome. Holy shit. Okay. On March 24th, Ab Prowlin posted a graphic of a goat's head on top of a wolf with the words, "If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear," and a caption echoing the same statement. Uh, what is that? Okay. The transsexual is seen as monstrous, particularly if you're a trans woman or trans femme. I hate feeling myself become bitter and cold. I'm tired of having to try so hard to not let hate take over. I want to live a normal, quiet, calm life. I want to be loved and express love. If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear. The caption read. I mean, I feel like that's a perfect encapsulation of like exactly their experience. You know, the experience of being trans is just they are you're constantly putting up with cruelty. You're constantly being seen as monsters. I mean, there was a politician just the other night that said called them mutants. He said they were like mutants, like X-Men and stuff. It's like what the fuck? Like it's crazy how, and that it's funny because they don't understand that the whole point of mutants in that movie is to be a like a simile or represent like what the LGBTQIA plus community has gone through. You know, but it's just really interesting. They completely miss that. They don't even see that they're like the villains in those movies or in the X-Men comics and stuff. It's crazy. Oh, here it is. Okay. If we cannot inspire love, I will cause fear. And that's my point. And it's funny too because I've never heard it put that way or anything. But when they were all freaking out about the Sam Smith performance at the Grammys, like that was exactly what I was, my evaluation of it. It was like, look, if you're part of a group that is terrorized by some other group, right? But then you know that that other group that's doing the terrorizing is afraid of some kind of symbols and imagery. Of course, you're gonna fucking utilize that shit, obviously. And so they're like, oh, see, it's actually the devil. No, man, they know that you're afraid of this shit. That's why they're making it, so prominent and forcing you to see it and be afraid, because you forced them to be afraid for God knows how fucking long. Anyway, let's see here. The designer celebrated the Target deal in a May 18th Facebook post, which read, in part, being able to sell my stuff in Target stores is incredibly exciting. Knowing that people are seeing it without necessarily explicitly seeking LGBT related stuff is wonderful. And I'm especially happy at the thought that young, closeted people will see it. Well, I'm sure they freak out about that. They're like, how dare they? uh, the Christian Post to uh, reached out to Target for a comment, but did not receive a response as of Tuesday by press time. This story will be updated in the event a response is received. Yeah, because go fuck yourself. You don't have to give a response to them. What is this? Okay, yeah, they just put like these massive ads. I swear, like because they know that their audience is so gullible, they got to just shoehorn in as much fucking uh like ad space as humanly possible because these people are so dumb and easily led. Let's see here. Unisex clothes are now woke. I guess, right. I don't I guess probably. I mean, I don't know. I could see that's always been a target for them. Just anything where it's like not very like stark differences between man, and woman as far as like everything you're supposed to do. Because that's the thing; they're obsessed with supposeds. You know, and everybody's supposed to do what I tell them to do. They're supposed to be like that. You know, that's their whole bag, really. Let's see. In order to avoid another Bud Light situation, a number of Target stores located primarily in rural southern areas were forced to move the store's LGBT merchandise to less prominent areas of the store in response to customer outrage. Oh my God, they're so fucking entitled. Man, they're always talking about how like entitled the people are that are like that are getting checks from the government or whatever for being desperate and having kids while desperate. And they get checks from the government and they're like, they're so entitled. They just get to have handouts and stuff. Yet they can't be expected to see something like for sale in a store that they disapprove of. Not because it's like actually bad, but just because they're politically motivated to not approve of it, right? Um, and they can't, but they have to be expected. They have to expect that you have to follow what they tell you to do. That's how fucking entitled they are. You better get this stuff out of here, you know. And they're like, okay, we're sorry. Oh, all the angry, crazy people. And that's the thing too. It's kind of terrifying too, because like these people are obsessed with hating trans and gay folks, and they're obsessed with loving weapons that could kill them. So I'm just saying, kind of fucking scary, man. Like I can understand why people wouldn't want to upset them too badly because you don't want another mass shooting in another fucking department store from another wacko right wing nut job. That's just, and it's very possible, and it happens all the time. Let's see here. So Target's latest product partnership comes after Bud Light and Nike's promotional campaigns featuring trans-identified individuals fell flat with customers, particularly Bud Light, which lost $5 billion in value as a result of paying TikTok trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney to promote a brand or promote the brand. On April 14th, Anheuser-Busch CEO Brennan Whitworth released a statement in response to the massive public backlash over its partnership with Mulvaney to celebrate his 365 days of identifying as a woman. So why do they say girl so much? Is that a weird thing? Am I the only one that's noticing that? I feel like they're constantly, when they're using the word girl, like, it freaks me out. Like the other day I was at work and this guy, like, I was making a joke. I did like a bit about like, oh yeah, okay, don't get mad at me if like I don't believe that you have magic powers. Like talking about somebody with ESP, right? That someone was trying to convince me they had ESP, and I was like, okay, man. But I did that joke, and then this guy was like, yeah, and it's like it's like, yeah, when they say they're a girl, and I'm staring at their penis, and I'm like, of all the ways you can be transphobic, that was the weirdest. That was fucking, you somehow sound both gay and like a pedo. Like, what the fuck? I don't, I was like, why would you use the word girl? You mean woman? You weirdo? What are you doing? Like, why would you say it like that? Like, yeah, it was just gross. Anyway, uh, we never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. Right, but when you have like crazy fucking nut job bigots that buy your product, they don't want to come together. Their whole thing is not being together. They want to keep themselves separate from certain people that they fucking hate. That's why when like, oh, let's bring everybody together, they have to like cater to these nut job idiots because they can't sell their product to everybody, because then some of the people will get mad that other people are being sold the product. It's like unreal, man. They're fucking children. Whitworth said, my time serving this country taught me the importance of accountability and the values upon which America was founded: freedom, hard work, and respect for one another. As CEO of Anheuser-Busch, I am focused on building and protecting our remarkable history and heritage. Okay. So I guess he had to. I love how he had to do that, and come out and be like, hey, I was in the military, guys, so don't get mad at me. All right. What, are you disrespecting the troops now? Is that what you're doing by hating? You're like, whoa, hey guys, hey, whoa. All right, let's give Bud Light a break. Okay. We're very easily manipulated. Anyway, all right, moving on. Like, it's so dumb. Target, which recently began selling tuck friendly swimsuits for trans-identified customers. Oh wow, I've never heard that term before. Okay, tuck-friendly swimsuits. Got it. Makes sense. All right. For trans-identified customers has faced backlash. My God, they won't even let them have bathing suits. My God, I swear to God, these people are fucking insane. From conservatives for its public support for the LGBT movement, both in products and in policy. In 2016, Target spurred calls for a boycott when it announced that it was allowing customers and employees to use the bathrooms of their preferred gender identity rather than their biological sex. Yeah, which I mean, honestly, what the fuck? That is the weirdest. This one really gets me, where they freak out about the bathroom thing, right? Because they're like, hey, it makes it easier to do crimes, right? For rapists to do crimes, that's what they're saying. All right, now let's promote AR-15s, because that doesn't completely fly in the face of our logic for why we're against trans people using the bathrooms of their preferred, of their gender. So yeah, it's just really, if we're gonna make things illegal because somebody might use them for a crime, what? How do you fucking say anything about AR-15? Like, how do you do this? How do you square that shit in your brain? It's incredible. Let's see. Weeks later, the American Family Association compiled a list of 10 cases that showed why Target's bathroom policies allowing male customers who identify as female to enter women's bathroom and dressing rooms put women and girls at risk. See, yeah, it's at risk. Yeah, selling fucking firearms puts people at risk, man. But you guys are perfectly fine with that one. Why is it over here? Like, oh no, everybody should just have a death device, like like Noah Lugeon said, like a John Wick's basement level of military grade firearms. Everybody's entitled to that, right? But being able to use a bathroom, that's just too fucking. You're just putting everybody at risk if you let people. Come on, man. Holy shit. Talk about fucking cognitive dissonance. Unbelievable. And that's it. That was a short one. Let's see what we got here. As far as, these geniuses responding to this. Can they scream any louder? We don't want you. Christian, you individually, yes, you need to find somewhere else to shop. Yes, you are only one, but you are you. What? What? But you are you. What? And it's unbelievable. It's the opposite, man. It's the opposite of that. You're the one screaming, we don't want you. And not only do you not want them, you don't want them to be able to have anything marketed to them ever. You want to act like they just literally don't exist. I mean, it's wow, unfucking real. All right, let's read some of our comments for you. Go back here. How does one get their merch to be sold by Target? I want in on that deal. I don't know. I'm sure you'd have to reach out to their I don't even know what it would be, the marketing department or something. Let's see. It said usage of the word girl is part of the patriarchy that infantilizes women to take away their power. I see. Okay. God, of course. Of course it's something like that. I was just like, I keep hearing it. I'm like, what? Fuck, man. Why? You mean woman, right? Like, are they over 18? Like, how old is this girl that you're talking about? Is she like 14? What the hell? It's, this is gross. Side note, the article misgendered Dylan. Did it really? Shit, did I read it wrong? Or did I read it? I don't even know if huh. I try not to do that when I'm reading through these pieces of shit, but it's, sometimes my brain just takes over and reads it. So what they're saying is men are dangerous, but it's hashtag not all men. Yeah, I guess so, right? I don't understand that one as far as like who really gives a shit like with the bathroom. Like, do you really think? And it was funny because like the guy, there's like one, I want to say it was like a politician was trying to prove that how dangerous it was. And he was like, he pretended to be trans, went and put on a dress and everything and a wig and all that, tried to go into the bathroom to harass women, right? And immediately got kicked out, like just within a couple of minutes, like, because it's not about like what you're wearing and stuff and who you are. It's about your behavior. If your behavior is that of like, I'm going to mess with women or what, like you're going to get immediately kicked out, right? If a trans person just goes into the bathroom, goes to the bathroom and leaves, there's no reason, like they're not doing anything wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like harassing people and raping people is always illegal. Okay. You don't need these extra protections. Do you really think that a rapist will be stymied by a sign on a door? Really? They're like, oh shit, I was gonna rape, but well, there's a sign on the door that just says I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to do any raping in that room. So shit, better find another room. What the fuck, man? What? Unreal how stupid they are. Like, Jesus. A biological woman who identifies as a gay trans man. Oh, this is going to make their fucking head pop, isn't it? It wasn't that long ago. This was a joke. Well, I guess it still is. Oh, go fuck yourself. Oh, people are so gross. No, because they conflate everything. They're so stupid. They conflate everything. They're just like, oh, if you're trans, then that means you're also gay. Like, no, man. Like, being trans has nothing to do with who you're attracted to. It has everything to do with how you identify, how you present yourself to the world, right? Being gay or not gay is how you is who you are attracted to and who you love, like who you want to be with and who you are with a lot of times. Is that a stone you're throwing? Oh, damn. Somebody came in and was like, hey, he without sin cast the first stone. That's what they're. So, okay. Thank you for at least whoever this person is. David B. Thanks, David. you know, Good night. I'm so glad there's at least one like Christian that's like, okay, come on, y'all. Y'all are insane. Uh, nope. Those in the LGBTQI, and he like says the whole thing too. That's funny. Um, Community cannot even agree to have a meeting and decide what they are. How can one take this nonsense seriously? Really? We're on the Christian Post. How many denominations of Christianity are there? Huh? Yeah. You're not hypocritical at all. That's you fucking idiot. Are you a Catholic or do you believe Catholics are going to hell, even though your religion is based off of Catholicism? Genius. Wow. God, these people are such garbage. I don't even think I want to read more of that one. Not to raise anxiety levels, but in the canned meat aisle, there is a brand proudly using the devil as its logo. If anything should be the cause of a boycott, it is. This is it. What is that a joke? What can't be? Is this? I think that's a joke, right? I don't know. I think they're messing with them. Somebody like a troll got in here and is messing with them. Because I'm sure there's some canned meat that has like a donkey head on it, or not a donkey, a goat head on it or something. Probably, canned meat. This is Arc F1. What the fuck, John? Okay, canned meat, is that the stuff they swept off the floor and ran it through a grinder? Yuck. Okay. I feel like these comments are starting to fall off. Oh gosh. Let me see. Are they have any? Uh, oh, okay. So you were saying the misgendering was in the same sentence as the girl comment. Okay. Jeez, people are garbage. They are doing something wrong if they just use the bathroom and leave. They better be washing their hands before they leave. Jeez. That's good because that's doing something wrong. Yeah. It's deviled ham. That's awesome. I have no idea. That it's been around forever, and they haven't batted an eye yet. Yeah, because it's okay, I guess, in that term. Probably eggs too. Do they have like a deviled eggs like brand of some sort that's like got a devil? That'd be pretty funny. But all right, I think we're at. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm gonna do probably one more live stream. Oh, and make sure to come show up this Saturday at 3 p.m. I'm gonna have RN Raw on the show, and we're gonna be talking about evolution and creationism. And I'm gonna show them my book, my textbook from my homeschooling that was teaching me creation. So I think that'll be kind of fun. Um, and also, if I know what you're thinking, everybody loves butt stuff. And if you want to get your butt some stuff, go to adamandeve.com and put in code Brentley. That's code BRENTLY at checkout to receive 3 free gifts and almost 50% off of any item. That's code Brentley at checkout for adamandeve.com, BRENTLY at checkout to get 50% off of almost any item and 3 free gifts. Make your butt happy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Just uh yeah, definitely. If you could, if like we don't from the YouTube show, I don't have a Patreon or anything. But you can go to patreon.com/unapologetics if you want to support the podcast. But with YouTube, like I'm just going with the sponsors. So if you want to support the show, just go ahead and support the sponsors and put Brentley in there at checkout and get your discount and it's got all sorts of stuff. So enjoy that. Enjoy the hell out of that site. That's why I was like, yep, we're going with that because that's just enjoyable for everybody all the time. There's no letdowns with that product. So yeah. We finally have a sponsor. Yep. Well, thanks for watching and listening and everything. And what do we say to the haters, discriminators, and masturbator shamers? Fuck off.